in Los Angeles, California. A girl can never be too careful in a place like this. Wherever man you meet is a potential serial killer. I made up the dating rules for my own peace of mind, which is why dating rule number 6 is never invite a date back to your place. Once a man gets inside your home, honey, it's all over. He starts smiling and looking all around as if he just hit the lottery, when what he's really doing is marking his territory, just like some kind of dog who's found his favorite spot and pisses on it. And while I'm at it, let me mention rule number 15, no sleepovers. It's a rule that I never ever break, and the reason is simple. I don't want any guy I'm dating to see how I look first thing in the morning. To say that I wake up looking like a booger wolf would be an understatement. I don't know what kind of mysterious freak occurrence takes place while I'm sleeping, but every morning I can swear that someone snuck into my room and hit me upside the head with an ugly stick. Now, I don't mean to male bash, but I just gotta tell it like it is. Because I found over the years that men are honorary dangerous creatures, and unless you have precise methods for dealing with them, they can turn your life upside down. And I'm usually a stickler about my dating rules. But for some reason I slipped up when I met Mr. Ronald Albright. And that's a mistake I have to deal with for the rest of my life. In a world where rules dictate our choices and behaviors, so often we must learn through life-changing consequences that these rules are meant to protect us. Little Mama's Rules by Shanaska Jackson. You see, I've always been a big sports fan. Football's my favorite. Most women can't stand the steps. I don't know what they're missing. I could sit for hours in front of that TV watching those big, burly men in those tight pants rolling over and bending on the ground. I just love it. About 4 or 5 years ago, the LA Vipers were the hottest football team on the West Coast, due in no small part to the expertise of Mr. Ronald Albright. He was the Viper star player, led them to 2 previous Super Bowl victories, and best of all, girl, he was single. Well, one night my best friend Malik surprised me with 2 locker room passes and told me we had permission to go and meet the players. But when we got outside the locker room, I came to find that I wasn't the only one interested in getting up close and personal with Mr. Ronald Albright. Everywhere I turned, there were women of all shapes, ages, and sizes. Most of them looked like they just stepped off the pages of Playboy. Didn't these women have any dignity? I soon grown tired of the freak show, and just as we were about to depart, the locker room doors came flying open and out stepped Ronnie after signing a couple of autographs. He stopped right in front of me. Ronald, can I have your autograph? What's your name? Daddy, what was my name? Madison McGuire. You like to party? Well, yeah, I like to get my boogie on. Well, look at here. Me and some of the fellas is getting back together back in my place. You down? And I, Madison McGuire, ran off with Ronald Albright. Man, I didn't even know. Minutes ago, I found myself disgusted by these women who fell all over themselves to get a look at Ronnie. And now I was one of those women. By the time we made it to his home in the hills, the music was already pumping, drinks were exchanging hands, and the smell of marijuana filled every breathable inch of air. I figured I'd just try and find a quiet corner, sit for an hour, and then ask Ronald to take me home. But after accidentally dozing off, I awoke to find that it was 1 o'clock in the morning and the party was still going strong. I searched through the crowd for Ronald, but he was nowhere to be found. I opened a huge door that I figured was the master suite and spotted him lying on the sofa. Ronald didn't quite look the same. I estimated just how many drinks he had taken to get to the degree of ugliness he had now achieved. There I was in this stranger's bedroom. He was high. And I knew exactly what he wanted from me. If I was honest with myself, I'd have to admit that I'd known it ever since I was outside that locker room. I didn't even put up a fight when Ronald just grabbed me by the waist. He was rough with me and he didn't even care. I was in so much pain that I wanted to cry, but I didn't. As I walked to the bedroom door, I saw him stick a needle in his left arm. I watched as he injected himself, heaved, then rolled over back across the side of the bed. I just got out! And never once did I look back. I'd have to live with the memory of that night forever. The next year, I read in the paper. Survived by his mother and sister, Ronald Albright, an ex-running back for the Los Angeles Vipers, died of AIDS. My HIV test came back positive. I closed my eyes to calm my racing heart, but when I do, all I can see are the words AIDS, HIV, virus, death. It's just some kind of mistake, that's all, because I am not HIV positive. No, hell, no, I'm too intelligent for this. I have a life, I have friends, I have a family, I have a future. Mr. Ronald Albright, he had everything, but he just didn't care, did he? Just getting high, whatever, whomever. You better be glad you're already dead, or else I will hunt you down and kill you myself. I never should have gone to that game. I never should have gone to that house. God, that was so stupid. God! What kind of a God lets this happen to people? It's the same kind of God that kills babies. The same kind of God that lets innocent kids get caught in drive-by shootings. Whatever happened to the God that was supposed to protect his kids? Where he at? I ain't no bad person. And I don't deserve it. You never forget the day that you find out you have a disease that will one day take your life away before it's time. When the power to control your life rests in your hands, and you blow it. I am HIV positive, and I'm going to die. But life is not over for me yet, though, because I have a message for you. You see, there are certain rules that you must live by. And rule number one is, when you find that special someone, love them for who they are on the inside, for their minds, their personalities. Don't you dare cry for me just yet, because I am still here. And God will see to this, because this is a fact.